Hello and thanks for stopping by. This is Minit for the Nintendo Switch, published by Devolver Digital in 2018. I bought a physical copy from Special Reserve Games, which seemed like a good idea at the time, but I'm starting to think it really wasn't. This isn't a result of the game itself. The game's fun, but this is one of those games that started on digital, and that's probably where you should get it. I think this game cost me $40 for a physical copy, and not on sale, it's only $10 on Steam. And on sale, I'm pretty sure it's going to only be a few bucks. I'm starting to come around to paying attention to the logistics of digital versus hard copy. I do like physical copies, but man, paying 3 to 4 times the digital price is just foolish. So, Minit is a black and white puzzle adventure game that has basically one major mechanic that sort of governs the entire game. Time. The game starts out, and you're this little guy here in your house, and you kind of look like a duck, I suppose. And pretty much you can just walk around. You can check out the room, and you appear to have a pet pig. Then you head outside. There are only a few screens you can access at this point, and really there's only one thing that you can do. You can find and pick up a magic sword. As soon as you pick up the sword, you get this timer at the top left of the screen, and now you're cursed. That's the thing with this. You're cursed by this sword, and every 60 seconds, you die. Straight up. You live 60 seconds and that's it. When you die, you collapse and restart back at home, and the timer restarts at 60 seconds. But you do keep the progress that you made, so that's good. But your location is always going to reset back to your home base. The job here is to figure out what you need to do to get to the end of the game and break the curse. This means you're going to be running around helping people, uncovering little secrets, and basically beating the different dangers just to survive. It's a total learning experience in 60-second chunks. Or at least it is the first time you play it. Now when you first get the sword, you actually suddenly have buttons that you can use on the controller. The A button lets you swing your sword, which, as you would imagine, is what you do to defeat monsters. You can also break plants with it, that sort of a thing. And the B button lets you suicide. If you realize that you're stuck somewhere and want to start over, this is a quick way to do it. So you're going to spend your time figuring out what you can do in 60-second blocks. Honestly, the answer is pretty simple. You do absolutely anything you can do. That's it. You only have 60 seconds to worry about it, so run around and try to get everywhere and do everything. If you find an enemy, it's probably worth smacking it with your sword. You can also destroy bushes and make your way to other screens this way. Honestly, once you get a basic understanding of the game and you get through the first puzzle or two, it only takes a few minutes, you're gonna get it. And then of course the 60 seconds means you're gonna be repeating levels, so you're gonna naturally learn what the maps are. Now, I don't want to make it sound like you always start in the same place when you die, because as you would imagine, if it was always from one place, you would only be able to run 60 seconds in any direction, and that probably wouldn't cause it for a very large game. But here, you will get a certain spot where you get to reset your home base, but when you die, you'll go back to that base instead. There's certainly plenty of different terrain to cross through during this game, but I think the one thing I'm on the fence with in regard to this game is probably the length of the game. The leaderboards on the Minit website show people beating this game in just under 7 minutes of game time, and I think I saw a speedrun on YouTube that clocked in at just under 5. When I played this game, it took me way longer to beat it than this for sure, at least the first way through. Once you know exactly how to beat a game like this, sure, you can race along, I get it, but it's definitely going to take longer than a few minutes to figure this one out from the start. Still, this isn't a 20-hour game by any means. An hour or so, I figure, maybe. Most people can probably hammer through this one if you play it straight. Definitely longer if you put it down and play it in steps. It also has a Game Plus mode after you beat it, which will drop your hit points, and it will change the curse from a 60-second timer to a 40-second timer. I haven't tried it on that setting yet. I have beaten it, but I've only played it on normal so far. I know this sounds like a simple game, simple premise, and of course the game itself looks basic enough, but it's got a really clever design, and it really works. There wasn't one spot in this game that made me roll my eyes. I was engaged the whole way through, the handling is decent, the puzzles are effective, and it's definitely unique. It's really fun to play. I think it's this time mechanic that really pushes this game into a unique space. It sort of makes this game feel more like an experience as opposed to just a game. Every now and again you seem to run into a game like this that's just different enough that makes you think it falls into a different category. I think this one's an unexpected adventure, really. I think it's worth checking out if you have the opportunity to. Well, that's all I have for Minit for the Switch. If this is your type of video, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff, and thanks for stopping by to take a look. Hope to catch you on another video.